Have you ever felt so much pressure from school that you thought about doing something you knew wasn't right? Let's talk about Emma. She was staring down her final exams, and the fear of failing was overwhelming. All her hard work, her future, it all felt like it was hanging by a thread. Then a friend slid a cheat sheet across the table. "It's an easy A," they whispered. It was so tempting. A little voice in her head, like a devil on her shoulder, started making excuses. "Just this once. It's not a big deal. God knows how much pressure you're under. He'll understand." That voice was so convincing. Emma picked up the cheat sheet, her heart pounding. Her entire future felt like it was riding on this one exam. If she failed, what would happen to her college plans? What would her parents say? The cheat sheet felt like a lifeline, a quick fix to all her problems. But as she looked at it, another thought surfaced, a memory from Sunday school. She remembered the verse, John 3:16. "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son." God's love was so immense, he gave the most precious thing he had. He gave his Son, not a shortcut, not a cheat sheet. He gave a path of sacrifice and truth. Suddenly, the piece of paper in her hand felt cheap and meaningless compared to that kind of love. The devil's voice argued that God would understand the compromise, but Emma realized that God's love wasn't about understanding compromise. It was about providing a better way, a righteous way. She knew in that moment that true success couldn't be built on a foundation of lies. The momentary relief of an easy A wasn't worth sacrificing her integrity. She had to make a choice, trust in a flimsy piece of paper or trust in the God who loved her enough to give everything. With a deep breath, Emma pushed the cheat sheet away. She walked back to her desk, the weight of the world still on her shoulders, but now with a flicker of resolve. She sat down, closed her eyes, and folded her hands. "Lord," she prayed, her voice barely a whisper, "I'm scared. I don't know if I can do this on my own. Please help me prepare for this exam honestly. Give me the strength to resist this temptation and the focus to study. Just be with me." As she finished her prayer, something amazing happened. The frantic, buzzing anxiety in her chest began to fade. It was replaced by a sense of calm she hadn't felt all week. It wasn't that the exam suddenly seemed easy, but the fear was gone. A profound peace settled over her, and with it came a sharp, clear focus. The mountain of textbooks and notes no longer looked impossible. She felt a quiet confidence that with God's help, she could face this challenge the right way. Fueled by this newfound peace, Emma dove into her books. Hours flew by as she reviewed her notes, worked through practice problems, and reread chapters. It was hard work, no doubt about it, but it was good work. It was her work. Each concept she mastered was a small victory, building her confidence brick by brick. When exam day arrived, she walked into the classroom not with fear, but with a quiet sense of readiness. She sat down, took a deep breath, and began. The questions were tough, but the answers were there, stored in her memory from all those hours of honest study. She finished the exam, handed it in, and walked out with her head held high. A few days later, the results were posted. She'd not only passed, she'd aced it. She had done it her way and God's way. The good news didn't stop there. Her teacher, noticing her improved performance, pulled her aside to praise her hard work and dedication. It felt incredible to be recognized for her actual effort. Even the friend who offered the cheat sheet was impressed. "Wow, you really did it," they said, a hint of admiration in their voice. Emma's choice had a ripple effect, inspiring those around her to see that there's a better, more fulfilling path than taking shortcuts. Her integrity became a quiet testament to her faith. So what's the takeaway from Emma's story? It's simple. God loves you, and he has a plan for you, a future filled with hope. When you're facing pressure and temptation whispers in your ear, remember that you don't have to listen. Reject the easy way out and choose the honest path. It might be harder, but God promises to be with you every step of the way, giving you the peace and strength you need. Trust in him, do the right thing, and watch how he helps you achieve things you never thought possible. Your future is bright when you walk in integrity with him. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of faith and inspiration.